Are you tired of thinning hair and are actually looking for a solution that's non-invasive? I've been testing out the Currentbody LED hair regrowth helmet for the last 4 months, and in today's video, let's find out if this actually works or if it's a fad. Stay tuned as I share my experience with this device, the science behind it, and whether it's actually worth your investment. So if these kind of reviews interest you, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha, I'm a freelance makeup artist based in London, and today we're going to switch gears, move away from makeup, skincare, and talk more about hair. Now, in all honesty, Currentbody did approach me and they asked me if I wanted to try an LED device. Initially, it was the face mask, but I asked them if I could try the LED hair regrowth helmet instead. This is not something I've shared on my channel before, but I do suffer from PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And in some or majority of people suffering from PCOS, we also have, unfortunately, hair loss on the scalp, whereas it'll be hair growth on the rest of the face, which is not ideal. So I've been diagnosed with PCOS since my early 20s, I want to say. So it's almost been 2 decades since I have PCOS. So I've had the hair loss for that time, and it's only gotten worse over the years. So the product that I've been testing for the last 4 months is this. So this is the box that it came in. And when you open this is where the helmet was inside. So let me get the actual helmet. So this is the helmet. This is the stand which it comes with. You also get an instruction manual, which is right here, and also a charging cable. So this base is a non-charging base. This is just to hold the helmet securely. And this is what the helmet looks like. So it does have headphones inside, and you can adjust the height of the earphones, if that makes sense, depending on your comfort level and the size of your head. So let's look into a little bit of information about the actual LED light therapy and the helmet. Now, the Currentbody LED hair regrowth helmet makes use of red light therapy for stronger, thicker, and fuller looking hair. I'm just going to read out some of the claims from their website. So it increases hair growth rate by 128% in 12 weeks, which is 3 months. It supports growth of new hair and also reduces widening partings. I will get into my results later on in the video. It visibly thickens hair and increases hair density. It's a unique helmet shape which gives you full optimal scalp coverage, which I definitely agree with, because you need the LED light therapy for it to work. You need it evenly across the entire surface area for the duration of 10 minutes. So I see these little devices which are handheld and you have to move it around your scalp. Those are not going to work as effectively anyways, because you're not getting it in a particular area for 10 minutes unless you're going to hold it for 10 minutes. And that's just not practical in my opinion. And in comparison, this is a hands-free 10-minute daily treatment at home. So very convenient. And in terms of their clinical trials, their helmet has been shown to significantly enhance hair growth and improve hair thickness, density, and fullness. Now, if you need statistics, I'm just going to put up on the screen right now so you can grab a screenshot if that's interesting for you. And I'm also going to link a full report of their study in the description box below, so you can click on the link and it'll take you to the full detailed results. Now, as I was saying, in terms of my experience with hair loss, it's mostly been since my early 20s, so almost 2 decades. It's because of PCOS, and it's called androgenic alopecia, which is because of the increased production of androgens in the body, which get converted to something called DHT, which is dihydroxytestosterone. It's quite different from testosterone, so don't get confused. So DHT unfortunately binds to the hair follicles, or the roots of the hair follicles, shrinking them and thereby leading to hair loss. It typically happens in the front of the scalp and also along any partings that you may have. So for me, the hair loss started with a tiny little patch right here in the center, which I didn't think of much. That was early 20s. And over the past almost 20 years, I would say there's this little strip of scalp, I would say, which does not have much hair. And then also my parting has gotten quite wider. You don't realize it on videos because I do cover the scalp with some makeup. So that's a whole other video, but know that this is not what it looks like. And when we get into the results, I'm going to show you my bare scalp. So please be kind. It wasn't easy to share this with you. But even if this helps one other person who's suffering from PCOS and related androgenic alopecia, I think it'll be worth it. So before we get into the helmet and the results, let's understand what red light therapy is and how it's going to work for hair regrowth. Now, red light therapy is when low-grade red light is used to stimulate the cells and improve their function. RLT or red light therapy works by exposing your skin to a lamp or a device which emits red light. And I'll get into the specifics in terms of the wavelength of the red light in a little bit. But basically, what the red light does is it's absorbed by the mitochondria, which is an organelle within a cell. So our skin is made up of cells, and within that, there's different organelles within it which are responsible for different functions in the cell, if that makes sense. So mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. It generates ATP, which is the power currency, if that makes sense. So with more energy, the cells are able to repair themselves much better. And since more research is being done on it, FDA has also approved many of the aesthetic uses of red light therapy. It's been used for helping with signs of aging on the skin, so that's why you see a lot of LED face masks. Hair loss, as we'll discuss with the helmet. It's also used in pain relief, improving wound healing, improving sleep, and also latest research on improving vision, so your eyesight in certain conditions. So let's dig in a little bit deeper about the wavelength. Now, this helmet emits a spectrum of wavelengths between 620 nanometers to 660 nanometers. So in terms of the hair regrowth, these broader band wavelengths reach more of the skin and hair follicles on the scalp, boosting energy into the hair follicles, which I've mentioned with in relation to the mitochondria. It decreases inflammation, which is part of the repair process of the cell. It lowers the dihydrotestosterone, which I was talking to you about earlier when talking about PCOS or DHT. It reduces those levels and improves the scalp blood flow. So these are the key mechanisms through which it improves the hair growth. It's also supposed to be more effective when used with complementary hair regrowth treatments. So in terms of people using Rogaine or any other treatments that's recommended for the hair loss. And when it comes to the results portion, I'll discuss if I've been using anything in addition to the helmet. Now, what the LED treatments also do is they ensure that they prevent future hair loss by keeping hair in the hair growth phase, if that makes sense. So ensuring that your scalp has all the oxygen and nutrients it needs to grow new, strong, and healthy hair. Now, in terms of studies supporting its efficacy, there's been a few, but the only con is that they've either had small sample size, so the number of people testing it has been small. There's been either no placebo group, which means there's not been a group which did not get the red light therapy for comparison, or these have been done on animals. But that being said, we'll discuss the results that I've seen with this device. Now, the helmet comes in two different sizes. This is the medium size, so it comes in small and medium. I could easily have fit the small size, but this is what I was sent, and it's also good because somebody else who has a bigger head can also use it, I guess. I've been after my husband to try it, but he's been very resistant so far. And what's lovely is that they also offer a 4-month money-back guarantee, which gives you enough time to fully test the product for 16 weeks. All right, let me now get to the part of how I use it. So every day, I generally tie my hair back, and I will tell you why in a bit. This is what it looks like. There's about 120 red LED bulbs inside this. So if I hold it like this, you can see the little bulbs along this plastic lining. You also have these little bits of plastic, which are kind of annoying because they sometimes get caught in the hair, which is why I've got my hair back tied up, and also they get caught in these headphones. So I wish the device either did not have headphones or it had headphones that could be removable. So what I do is, instead of just going in like that, I like to spread out the earphones and then get it in. And then I like to adjust the headphone region so that it's a nice snug fit. So if I turn my head, you can see that it completely covers the base of my scalp, if that makes sense. So it's like a full thorough coverage, if that makes sense. And then this is the button to turn it on. So just click it. That's the noise it makes, and this is what it looks like. So on the side here, hopefully you can see on camera, there's a timer counting down to 10 minutes. But it's a bit annoying because I can't see the timer. Secondly, another annoying bit is that you can't tell how long or how much battery this helmet has. But from my use, I get at least 4 to 5 days of use between charges. So just keep that in mind. maybe keep track of how often you're using it, hopefully daily, and then, recharge it after maybe every 4 uses. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and then we'll talk more about the results. So this is what I do at the end of the day. After I wash my face or before that, I will just pop this on, and while I'm watching a movie or a TV show, this will run its course. And at the end of the 10 minutes, it's an auto timer, so it shuts off on its own. You will realize because you won't see the red light anymore. So turning off is also easy. Just press the button that's turned off. Now, in terms of removing it, don't just pull it straight up. It's going to get some hair caught into those little plastic things, which I was saying is kind of annoying. So again, just push the earphones away, kind of take it off gently. You will feel maybe some hair tugging in, and as I've said that, you can see that I've lost one hair strand right there. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, so you can lose hair, at least the ones on the back, which tends to come off. But that's in terms of the device. But just be careful with the way you're putting it on and removing, and generally I don't see much hair coming off, especially if you've tied it in the back. Also, I wanted to mention that the first time I used this helmet, I did have some headache, but as I used it in the night, it was fine the next day morning. I didn't notice the headache persisting, and I've never had it after that. So just as an FYI, it's completely heatless and painless, so you don't really feel it. And I love that it's hands-free, so I can just put this on and I can do maybe dishes, watch a TV show, play Duolingo, whatever I need to do, I can get stuff done. The con, I would say, is that I wish the product had the time display in the front somehow so you can see how much time is remaining for the 10 minutes to run. It's not long, but it's nice to see it instead of having it all the way here. Secondly, it would also be great if you can see how many uses you have remaining or how much of the battery is remaining. I personally like the stand. I like to put the helmet back in. I feel like it keeps it safe and secure instead of just having it lying on some random table. It is an expensive device, so I rather have it in a secure place. So I've been religiously using this helmet for 4 months, and they generally recommend using it on clean hair, clean scalp, but that's just not possible with my routine, and also because I like to use makeup to cover up the hair loss. So I've been using it on days where I wash my hair, on freshly washed hair, so then there'll be no product on my hair, and then on other days post-wash, I do have the product of the makeup that I use to cover the thinning scalp areas. So just keep that in mind. So maybe the results would be better for someone who is not doing that. All right, now finally, let's look at the exciting bit, which is the before and after images. So I've taken pictures on my parting right here. Try to keep it as constant as possible. So as you can see on the screen right now, there's a dramatic increase in the hair growth. So not only has the hair growth improved, but also the density of the existing hair follicles. So the hair strands seem to be getting thicker, and there's new baby hairs growing as well. And that's what creates this fuller appearance. And pretty much covered at the back, so I really don't need to color in my hair or scalp at the back right here. I typically just focus now on this area. Secondly, because I see myself from the front right here, I can never see the thinning in the crown area. But when I had my husband take pictures of the crown just to see, it has significantly filled out that region, which is amazing. Also, when I collect my hair to go into a ponytail, I can definitely feel a thicker ponytail, if that makes sense. And last but not the least, this portion of the scalp, which is where it all started for me, the hair loss, and which does not have any hair follicles. So I never thought that I would ever have hair regrowth there, and it's quite old. I didn't see any hair growth till the 2 or 3 month mark, but this month where we reached the 4 month of using this device, I can see little baby hairs in this region as well. So that looks very promising, and I can't wait to continue use of this helmet. Now there's also research showing that there's some reduction in oil production. Now my hair, I don't know if it's because of DHT or whatnot, or because of PCOS, it gets greasy quite soon, especially at the roots of my hair, say day 3 after wash. And depending on how stressed I am, generally it's related to that, I've seen. So if I'm going for a fashion show or something, the next day my hair is going to be greasy, especially at the roots. So this helmet has decreased that a little bit, so I can extend it from day 2 to day 3. But I do need to use dry shampoo after that. So I'm hoping with continued use over the next few months, hopefully that'll also reduce the oil production from my scalp. Now, in terms of what I've been using in conjunction with this, pretty much no treatments. I don't have any treatment for PCOS. I eat low carb food or follow a ketogenic lifestyle, which I've been doing for the past 6 years, I want to say. So that's the only thing I do. I don't take any other medication or Rogaine or anything for the hair growth. So if you're going to use that in conjunction, I'm assuming the hair growth will be faster. Now let's discuss some pros and cons. Pros, that it definitely works. It's non-invasive. It's pain-free, literally, apart from the little thing getting stuck on your hair sometimes. It's very convenient and ease of use. So at home, whenever you feel like, you can put it on anytime throughout the day. It's hands-free, so you can work while you have the treatment going on your scalp. You don't have to sit there and use those little small devices and move them around your scalp. And last but not the least, it looks really cool, and you can sometimes use it to scare your partner as well. Now let's also discuss some cons of the product. So definitely pricey. This is worth £699 if I'm not wrong. I'm going to list it on the screen right now. So definitely take advantage of my discount code, which I'll link in the description below, or also try and get them during certain sales. So like Black Friday is coming up, try and see if this one goes on sale. It's definitely not travel friendly. Now, if I have to travel somewhere for vacation, I will be missing out on the benefits of the red light therapy. So it is going to take up quite a bit of space in my suitcase if I were to travel with it. And then, as I mentioned, hair gets caught in those little plastic bits inside the helmet. So I hope that they redesign this. Maybe they come up with a 2.0 where they can get rid or make it better such that the hair doesn't get trapped in those little plastic bits. Next is that the timer is on the right here, where you pretty much can't see it unless you are looking into the mirror. Even then, it's like a very awkward position. I have to almost take like a selfie with my phone to see how much time is remaining. So that's a bit annoying. I wish it was somewhere in the front, or maybe if you connect it with an app on your phone, you can maybe see the battery usage or time remaining for your treatment. So that would be really nice. Now, the thing is, you need to be mindful and to make an effort and actually use it for 10 minutes every day. It's not difficult. I just tend to use it anytime during the day, depending on my schedule, either earlier in the morning or later at night. And over the last 4 months, maybe I've missed like 5 days of use, either because I forgot about using the helmet or I was exhausted from my work that day. In terms of the timeline to see results, you need to be patient. It's not instant in this world of social media where there's instant gratification. You need to wait 2 to 3 months to actually start seeing results. Now, some types of hair loss which red light therapy can help. First is the androgenic alopecia, so also known as male and female pattern baldness. This is the most common type of hair loss in both men and women, and red light therapy can be effective in treating hair loss in this area. Next is alopecia areata, where you lose hair from different patches of the scalp. And red light therapy can work for this. It can also work for telogen effluvium, traction alopecia, and chemotherapy-related hair loss. Now, in terms of is it worth the investment? For me, 100%. So if you're someone like me, you know the struggle with hair loss, how it makes you feel less feminine in a way. I also receive comments on here on YouTube or social media saying, oh, you're so boring, you don't change your hairstyles, you could do this and that, blah, blah, blah. I typically don't respond to those comments. I've not changed my hairstyle or do much of treatments or curling and different crazy hairstyles, anything too tight or using too much heat products, just because I don't want my hair loss to get worse. I'm already losing way more hair than an average woman. So that's the reason also I don't change my parting, because then I would have to fill in more or fill in less. And the way the hair falls, everything is a bit complicated. So I just like to keep it this way. It generally stays within this range, and that seems to work for me. So if this device was to die on me tomorrow, I will go and repurchase this because it has made such a big difference to my hair growth, which I never thought anything could, especially considering it's non-invasive. I am paranoid about needles, so I'm not the one to, take out your blood, your serum, and then inject into your scalp. That's definitely not for me. So I need something that's non-invasive, and this fits perfectly into my needs. I really hope they come out with a 2.0 with some of the improvements that we mentioned and take away some of the cons. And I almost forgot to mention, if you use, makeup or any other products to cover the hair loss and you're using this and you get a little bit of transfer onto these plastic ridges, what I do is I tend to get only in the front on one side just because that's where it meets the parting right here. So I tend to use a clean kitchen towel and I just like to wipe it off, if that makes sense, gently. And that's ready to use. So be careful in case you get some product transfer, definitely clean that because then that blocks the red light hitting that portion of your scalp. So I really hope this was helpful. If you have any experience using the helmet, please share it in the comment section below. We all can learn from each other. If you enjoyed this review, definitely give this video a like and also consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. Again, I'll link the product in the description box below. Provide a discount code. I think you get about 10% off if I'm not wrong. And also link the research in the description box below. But I really hope this was helpful, especially if you also suffer from hair loss. I know how difficult it is. My heart goes out to you. I know exactly what it feels like. So don't feel like you're alone. We're all dealing with it, and hopefully research comes up with more innovative techniques that's non-invasive so we can all have some relief.